Microphone, and there we go. Alrighty, it is Monday, Labor Day Monday, and yeah, so I haven't really got very much done over the past 2 weeks, but here we are. How's everybody's Labor Day weekend going, and are you having a good time? I saw so many people from out of state coming into Colorado Friday when I went down to pick up the girls. Kind of a bummer though, because half the state's on fire, and then tonight we're going to have snow, and then back up to 90 degrees after that. So it's yeah, good times. I had to batten down the pumpkins, and I'm not sure if any of them are going to survive, which is really kind of a big bummer because I've been working on trying to get my damn pumpkins for 3 years. Hey, Ron Kincaid, how's it going? Excuse me. But yeah. Kind of, no, yesterday, the whole sky was orange, almost as orange as my pumpkins. And just so much ash coming down from the fires. Really, really sad. But now we've got a plastic sheet covering them. We tried to tuck them up under as much as we could. And since my ground is mostly sand, can't really get spikes into that sheet, so we had to use bags of rocks. So good. That's good to know. How's your Labor Day weekend going, Ron? Mine is, well, pretty uneventful. I don't go anywhere. I had the girls here all weekend. We played games, and yesterday, I can't remember what I did yesterday. What did I do yesterday? We played, oh, duh, I streamed Minecraft. John Palermo, good to hear. Emma's Gulf Coast fire suck. Yeah. I don't think I haven't really been down to the Gulf. I know that I'm from Colorado, but I moved out to LA for 6 months. While I was there, it was after one fire, but after I left, they got a bunch more fires, so good. My brother came to see me. Awesome. I wish my family would. I've been trying to get my dad and my brother to see my new house. I moved in May, and they still haven't been down, so been to 23 states. Colorado is my favorite state. Yes. Mine too. I love Colorado. I miss living in LA. I love Santa Monica. Love going out at the pier and looking across the ocean, but my girls are here, and I love snow. And Christmas in LA just didn't really feel like Christmas, so yeah, bummer. So I love Colorado. It was really, God, yesterday was so ominous though. This whole sky was orange, and I wish we would have got some pictures of it. It's crazy. We got 4 major fires going on right now that have burned up more than 10,000 acres. One fire in particular is pushing 60,000. Then we have another one to the south on the border of Mexico that's burning up. There's like 3 or 4 that are just under the 1,000 mark. And in the middle of all this, we have a cold front coming through that's supposed to drop 12 inches of snow on us tomorrow. Well, technically at 2 a.m. this morning. Well, tomorrow night, but whatever. So, and then it's supposed to jump back up to 90 by Thursday. So, it's supposed to be the biggest temperature decrease in the last 148 years. We're supposed to break a record. So, people say why? Because of marijuana. I say no, because everywhere you look, it's a postcard. Oh yeah, exactly. I don't even smoke marijuana. I get sick to my stomach from it, but I don't mind other people do it. I can't stand the smell of it, and it makes me sick. But for me, Colorado is well, I've got red rocks. Our botanical garden is beautiful. I love going up to Silverthorne up in the mountains. There's just a lot of beautiful places here in Colorado. So, but I do understand that a lot of people do come for the weed. I watched a lot of college students come flying in on Friday. I wonder what they're doing for Labor Day weekend. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't see shit by my glasses. I need new glasses so bad. But I was supposed to work today. I did a little bit of blogging. I didn't get done nearly as much as I wanted to. I promised my daughter I would play Portal 2 with her today, and that was a lot of fun. We actually beat the game. Just in time before their mom took them home to Sterling, so it's all good. Jeez, that just made it worse. I gotta find my glass cleaner. There we go. Grab my cool Denver WordCamp glass cleaner that I got from last year. I was at that camp. Kind of a bummer. I wanted to do more WordCamps this year, but COVID-19 kind of put an end to that. Kind of a bummer. But, which is, I see a lot of things on social media. It's like everybody wants the year to end. Like, let's get 2020 over with. But the way I think of it is if we don't solve the problems that made 2020 a shitty year, it's just going to continue. So the change of a date doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go away. Once you find your niche, where do you go from there? Oh wow, that was way better. For blogging or freelance writing, because I guess they could be kind of similar. Like with blogging, if you pick a niche in your blogging and just go run with it, you can come up with all kinds of content for it. But if you're a freelance writer, you decide to focus on a specific niche, then you start hitting up some of the companies that follow that niche. Like if a gamer wanted to write gaming content, then you'd hit up places like Kotaku, or probably not Kotaku, but there's lots of different publications out there. And you can search through, sometimes you can search through them through Google. They'll have pages specifically for hiring writers. A lot of times you can get signed on. Some people pay guest bloggers, so you can start off that way. I want to blog and write for an online magazine. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So there's all kinds of different ways you can go about doing it. You can cold email people, find companies that are following the niche that you want to write in, send them some inquiry emails. If you try to have a writing sample available online, if you have one, but if not, then you could probably convert one to a PDF and include it, kind of like a resume. But I don't know how to make money blogging. Actually, I might make a lot more by the end of the year off my blog than I did last year. Right now I use AdSense mostly for my blogs, and that's because I'm incredibly particular when it comes to affiliates or sponsored posts. I won't sponsor any content that is not in line with what I do with Writer Sanctuary. I'm very picky about that website. So like when companies come to me and they want to push video editing software, that's not what I cover. I'm a writer, not a video producer. I'd have a better camera otherwise. So I've turned that one down. And then one watch company wanted to hook up with me on Instagram, and I'm like, do I look like I wear expensive watches? So that's not going to jive. So I'm very, I don't just take the money and run. So, and, but I'm also extremely picky. So you don't have to be as picky as I am. I know lots of people out there who will take anything that's thrown their way. I won't, only because I do have a very good paying job and I really don't need the money. I would love to do it full time and make enough money from my blogs, but right now it's not high on my list of priorities. So I will be picky about it. You don't have to be. You can throw whatever you want on there. It's you do want to pick up stuff that's relevant though. Like if you decide to do, well, my experiment with practicallylivinggreen.com is a website we just started. Its specific purpose is to see if we can make money from the blog. We're going to go through and get some affiliates. I'm setting up its social and push notifications this week. So it's a lot of content that I have to write for 5 blogs and trying to do 5 YouTube channels at once. Plus I have to upload the video for a client. Oh, I don't have time for this shit. But I'm paid fairly well, so. But when you're making money from a blog, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. You can either do, a lot of people try, well, I can't say a lot, but like a lot of people bring up AdSense, and AdSense is good to get the ball rolling, but don't ever rely on it because it takes an insane amount of traffic to make anything worthwhile on AdSense. Like in order to make $1,000, depending on your niche, you'd have to have anywhere from 250 to 350,000 visitors a month. And that's just for to make $1,000 a month. So it takes a stupid amount of traffic. But it does bring in a little bit, which is okay. Like my AdSense brings in enough to pay for the web hosting and all the different domains that I own, so nothing ever comes out of my pocket. But then you start loading up with affiliates, or if you have digital goods, you can sell ebooks. Set up a Teespring account if you're good with graphic design. You can make your own shirts and stuff and your own designs. You don't really make a lot of money on it, but it's something that could pad the check. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it. Have you ever done CPA marketing? No. Maybe I have. Hold on. God, I've done a little bit of everything. Not sure. Okay. Kinda. Before it was with an affiliate, and this was back in the day, long time ago. I started off with an affiliate doing combo ink, and I used to sell ink cartridges online with using, back then it was called Google AdWords, now it's just Google Ads, and I made a fair amount of money doing that. Things kind of went south with my landlord, and long story, but essentially all the money I made I had to give to him. But I've done a little bit of that. I just haven't really had a chance to get into it lately because I have been so busy with maintaining Green Geeks. I do, well, let's see, Writer Sanctuary, Crossing Colorado, Colorado Plays, Practically Living Green, michaelbrockbank.com, and then there's the Writer Sanctuary YouTube channel that I'm trying to get going again. I want to start getting something for Colorado Plays, Crossing Colorado's YouTube channel, Green Geeks' YouTube channel. Mostly that I just upload their webinars. So if you're really interested in learning WordPress, we got some good webinars on Green Geeks' website or YouTube channel. I don't do those. I just help them with uploading and doing all the tags and description. All that's done by Marco Baracol and Anna Gargioni, and great tutorials. Shameless plug. But I've just been so busy with all this other stuff that I really want to get back into some of that other stuff, and I just haven't had a chance to do it. I'm new and found some sites that pay $100 to $500 a blog. I just backed off because I have no experience, no portfolio, and no samples. I am obviously brand new. What should my baby steps be? Well, for me, I started off, now a lot of freelance writers will tell you don't do this, but I started off with Text Broker, Content Mills. I had no idea what I was doing with writing. I started off as a 3-star. I had no clue how to do English, AP style English. I went to college for graphic design back in 2001. I didn't know what I was doing in 2012. So I started off with Content Mills, and I started learning all the things that the editors told me to change, all the things that dinged me on, like comma usage and how to properly capitalize certain things in AP style. And there's a slew of things you need to know. And so I spent a year and a half learning everything I possibly could. I'd take whatever they told me, I'd get on Google, do some research, figure out how to straighten up my writing. And eventually I got to be a 4-star, and once I was able to keep my 4-star, because I had to get it twice, once I hit 4 stars, I was getting so much work between the teams and direct orders that I just kept running with it. And that was I started in 2012. If I remember right, I got my 4 in 2013, halfway through the year. And I quit the school district in 2013, I believe, and I've been writing ever since. Nowadays, I'm more of an editor. I manage a team of writers, but I do a lot of my own blogging. So I would start off, if you don't have any experience, start off somewhere small like that. Like with the Content Mills, yeah, you're essentially getting paid to learn. You go through and start practicing everything you can. everything that the editors told me from Textbroker, I would use on my own blog. So I'd start my blog, and if you go back and read the stuff back in 2012, they're kind of cringeworthy. In fact, I mentioned that in my last in a blog last week, that I was going through and I'm writing an article about updating content, and I was going through some of my older stuff. I'm like, I need to practice what I preach. So that was some pretty bad writing. So you learn a lot as you go, but that's one of the things I started the Writer Sanctuary's website to begin with, is so it gave me something to practice on. So I was able to take whatever Textbroker editors tell me to do, and I turn around and write it and straighten up my writing on my own blog. That way, when I do come across clients, then I give them the best version of me possible. As for, I would start off with something simple. Do a lot more blogging. I used to, when I first started, if there was no jobs on Textbroker, I would blog. If I couldn't come up with a piece of content for the day, or if I was done blogging, I would then spend hours going through Google and researching everything I could about AP style so I can tighten up my writing. So every minute I spent for, I'd say about 8 hours a day, maybe 6 hours a day, every minute was spent either writing for clients to make money or something that improved my ability. So blogging, that's when I started writing on Vocal Media way back when they had like 4 or 5 categories. Now they got a bunch. That's another one. Textbroker. I did Writer Access, Fiverr. Trying to think of some of the most impactful. The biggest 3 were Textbroker, Writer Access, and Fiverr. And my blogs, obviously. And let's just start off with doing that. What keyword tool do I use? Right now I've been using Keywords Everywhere, and I pushed them a lot about a year and a half ago, because it was a great tool. It was free. It would show you all the keywords people use, and then it would give you the frequency of how often they're used and how much their value is according to Google Ads. And they took all that away and they made it a paid for tool. So I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So I stopped using it. Well, they recently added back some of the tool so that when you search anything, like even on YouTube or on Google, it'll give you a list of people also searched for terms, kind of like you get at the bottom of the Google page, except for Keywords Everywhere gives you a ton. So I'll give you an example. See if I can. Okay. My live stream just disappeared. Okay, let me see if I can show you what I mean. I just gotta make sure the page is wide enough so you can see it. Where's that? Oh. There we go. Oh, hey, look, Twitter. I play around on Twitter. I am on Twitter far more than Facebook. So if you guys ever need anything, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, because I am way more active on Twitter than anything else. Anyway, so like if we did CPA marketing, see, we got it's the trend data. So that's kind of a cool tool that Keywords Everywhere adds. So you can set it for 7-day, 30-day, 5 years. So let's say we're going to look for WordPress. So now here's the trend for it. You can see it's been going down and then kind of bumps up a little bit, probably when WordPress 5.0 came out. So when you scroll down, then you got all the different related keywords. People also searched for terms from Keywords Everywhere, and you see that got quite a few more here than what you get at the bottom of Google, because Google will only give you like 8. Some, I think 10 is the most it gives you. I'm not sure. But you can see Keywords Everywhere gives you all of these, and these are all related to what people search for online. So, and it also works in YouTube. So if we went to YouTube real fast and we decided we're going to look up, hey, look, that's me. Popcorn. Okay, that's random. I also have vidIQ, by the way. vidIQ is awesome if you're doing YouTube videos. See, we got keywords everywhere. It does the insights for popcorn, top channel, maximum views, kind of give it a little bit of a breakdown. And then when we go into a video, let's do this one. Why not? Oh, okay. Let's try not to get ourselves dinged. Keywords everywhere will also add you or show you all the tags for the video, but so does vidIQ. So if you just want to use keywords everywhere, it does anything you have a search term on any page. It'll give you a breakdown of it. So that is one tool that I use for keywords. I also use Answer the Public. I get a lot of ideas from there. I use Ahrefs, but only because that's a paid account, kind of expensive. It's not mine, so I can use whatever I want. Well, not whenever I want, but when I'm working for my client, they actually pay for it. But it is an incredibly awesome tool to find some of the best keywords on a competing article, and you can do all kinds of recon work when you're trying to write a piece that's comparative to somebody else. So, yeah, kind of cool. Content. What? Sorry, was that Mills? I apologize. Voice to writing. Was it Mills? Yeah, Content Mills. Content Mills like Text Broker, Writer Access, like Fiverr, kinda. Fiverr's more of a freelancer site though, because you can do more than just writing. So it's not necessarily a content mill. Content mills are companies that their specific purpose is to crank out as much content as possible, hence the term. So you don't really get paid a lot of money for it, and you're just trying to bust out as quickly as possible. That's where you make the most money. That's how I made all the money that I did, is that I'm fast enough to just slam them out one after another, wicked fast. So I can make, if I sat down and write, I can make anywhere between $15 and $25 an hour, depending on the article. And all the teams that I'm on will constantly send me work. A lot of them are stupid easy. Like there's one team I'm on where they just give you a topic and say, write something that will fit on this website. And you take a look at the website and see what it is. Free reign. All you have to do is just add the one keyword they want in it and you're good to go. So that team doesn't pay a lot of money per word, but they are so easy that you just zip through them and you can make quite a bit. And that's how I made most of my money on Text Broker. In fact, teams, I just looked up the stats on my Text Broker account a few weeks ago, and I have done more writing for teams than anything, teams and direct orders, than anything else. That's how I made so much money. Oh, but it takes a lot of work to get there. It's not easy, that's for sure. And I do agree with a lot of the experts out there that you don't get as much as you're worth. You're only going to get like a 4-star will get 1.4 cents a word is what it breaks down to. So if you come across an article that has a lot of research in it and it takes you forever to write it, it can slow you down and you really don't make a lot. I've had people complain that it took them like 3 hours to make like $5. So that kind of stuff does happen. But once you start getting into the niche of it and you starting to get into your groove, you can identify those pieces and know what you want to avoid, because some clients are going to try to squeeze every dime they can out of you, and others just want something to put on their website. So that's pretty easy. So you got to find the balance. And but yeah, that's how I started. I started with Text Broker and worked my way up. Now I'm the content marketing team lead. And I made a Halloween resolution. I don't know if anybody of you follow my michaelbrockbank.com, but I made a resolution this morning that I'm going to finish 7 and lose weight by Halloween. I got 20 pounds to go, and I want to finish 7, at least get the rough draft done. And that's on Wattpad if you're interested. And I want to, if I can get that, excuse me, if I can get to that point, then I can publish it. So that's my goal. My mom and my mom gives me crap every time I go back to Utah for anything. And she has her book published. Angela, my sister, has hers. And so she wants to have a family writer, so I need to get mine done. I've been working on it since 2016. And I went through and looked at it. What was it, last month? And I'm like, wow, my writing's got way better since then. It's been 4 years. So hopefully I'll be able to get it done. So I'm looking forward to that. I just want, I don't care about being on the New York Times bestseller or making a ton of money on my book. I just want a book. I want to look back on the bookshelf and see my name on a spine. That's all I care about. We'll worry about the New York Times bestseller list later. But you need to finish something before that happens. And that is one thing that I have a problem with doing. Oh, but anywho, as for blogging and writing, just start off, nothing, just get to it. I mean, if you're going for private clients, be prepared to get turned down a lot, because a lot of people don't like cold emails, and you're gonna have to send out a ton of them to get one acceptance. But if you can get a couple of good contracts out of it, though, it's worth it. Like my contract that I have with a private client is amazing. I'm on a retainer, which means I'm paid whether I write or not. And there is a kind of a bad side to it because I don't get overtime. If I spend 16 hours throughout the entire day working for the client, that's on me. But there's days where if I just work an hour, I still get paid the same. So they do have their good and bad sides, but you line up a few contracts like that, and you're pretty set. It just takes a lot of work to get to that point, and you have to demonstrate your ability. So if you're new, I would definitely work on trying to create your best piece of content you can. Get some practice in. Even if you don't want to do text broker, you can also just do research on Google and hit up like Vocal Media, Hub Pages, and Medium, because there's a chance you'll get paid for those. And if you can come up with something that goes viral, then you can get paid quite well. I know one person who I think she says she has a little over 100 articles on Hub Pages, and she makes on average $60 a day. And now she doesn't have to write anything. She's still bringing in that much. So if you keep blogging and writing content, then you can kind of mix up for it. But you don't have to just focus on like text broker or blogging if you want to get practice. There's all kinds of things you can do. So funny that you bring that up. I finished a book September 12th last year and have no publishing or organization help at all. What do you recommend? I have no idea because you're farther along than I am. Right now, I'm just working on Wattpad, and I just want to see what kind of an audience I can generate with it. But after I wrote a few short stories in 2016 for contests, I decided to start 7, and this kind of grew on me. So I was just going to keep it a Wattpad exclusive, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to use Wattpad as my rough draft, spruce it up, and then publish that. Now, I'm going to do self-publishing only because, well, my mom and my sister didn't have the best of luck with their publishers. So I was going to go through Createspace. That was 4 years ago. So I have no idea if they're still a viable option. With Createspace, you can create set up your ebook and all that. You do print on demand. You don't make a lot of money on them, but like I said, I just want to see my name on a book. I don't care if I make money on it. But if you can find a good print on demand, let me know, because I really wanted to do Createspace, but I don't know if they're still a viable system. And that's all Amazon Createspace, and I think there's a few others. I know that if you're on Twitter, if you hang out with the writer group like I do, that's pretty much all my Twitter feed is. And there's a lot of people there that have a lot of information available. Like one of the owners of Kindlepreneur actually has a blog post on my website. And so I kind of have a contact there, but I don't want to specialize in just Kindle stuff. You know, I wanted to expand into print on demand, and for that to really be successful at that, you have to buy an ISBN, and those can kind of get expensive depending. Plus, if you want to spend the $400 for an editor, so it can cost quite a bit. I'll complain. I've been doing research intensive stuff with authority level content about subjects I know nothing. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Ugh, I hate Comcast. Anyway, I spent yesterday looking everywhere as low as $1 an hour. Ooh. That is horrible. I hate when I've only had a couple of those, and yeah, it's it's pretty bad. I don't think I've ever hit that low, but there are some things where you gotta take that into consideration when you're looking at the job and you start thinking to yourself, is this gonna be worth it? And sometimes it's worth it. If it starts looking like it's going to take way too long, sometimes I'll cancel an order and move on to something else, because sometimes it happens. Some clients are going to want way too much out of you, and I'm like, for a penny a word, it's not going to happen, dude. So I will move on. There's nothing wrong. That's most of what I do. See, there's nothing wrong with canceling an order if you have the foresight to know that this is going to be way too much. If I get to a certain point, I won't cancel, but when I start looking into it, after the first couple of minutes of research, you can start to get the feeling that this is going to be stupid. So that's when I go ahead and cancel. My average is $5 an hour. Well, mine in the very beginning wasn't very good either. When I first started, I was doing, I think my first payout was like $20-something. So I had no clue. It took me a while to get into my groove. So, like when I say that I was a success on Dexbroker, it wasn't overnight. It took me a lot of work. I had to do a lot of research. It took me 1.5 years to get my 4. And even after that, it took a lot, mostly to motivate myself to sit down and do the work. And so, don't be too discouraged. What I do is, or how I improved, was I did my spreadsheet that I talk about all the time. I love my spreadsheet. And I would set goals for the day, and if I could do at least one more word per hour faster writing than the day before, then we call it a victory. So I'd set up word goals, income goals, and I would break it all by per hour, because that's how I view everything as per hour. And I would work to improve that every day. And at first, I wasn't making, I think I was averaging about $6-7 an hour too, and it took it took more than a little. It took quite a bit of work to get up there. So don't get too discouraged about it. Just keep improving. If you get to a point where you're not improving, then you might want to try a different avenue. But I don't know what else to say. I sucked too at the very beginning. I was horrible. Oh, I got they used to tell me I was being too clinical. Essentially I would write like an IKEA manual. My language was way too advanced. I was trying to use these big superfluous words and trying to show off that I have a thesaurus, and that's not what most clients want. So nowadays, that's one of the reasons why I use WordPress. But the Yoast plugin is for the flesh reading e-score. And if you can score over 60, then your writing's pretty good. But yeah, it takes a bit of effort to get to that point. I wasn't able to quit the school district for like 1.5 years. But once I did, I put the hammer down, and well, here I am today. I haven't had to fill out a W-9 in, well, aside from Dexbroker, in almost 10 years. Well, no, because it was 2012, 2013, so 7 years. Like that word per day approach you mentioned? Oh yeah, that's how I did a lot of it. Was I would start off with I would start off by calculating how many words per article, and I'd break that down on how many words per hour I would write. And then I would work to improve that every week because I would view things in long term. So like my spreadsheets, I can see how much money I want to make this year on average based on how much I made so far. And I would set all of those to be my goal for every day so that my yearly goal would still be going up depending on how the day went. And the reason why I do it that way is because then it gets a much broader scope of your average and it's far more accurate over time. But you don't have to get that elaborate. I'm just a geek when it comes to Excel. I'm doing Teespring also. Nice. Making designs. 1 per day is my goal. Nice. That's one thing I wanted to get into. I do have I don't use Teespring. I have Streamlabs for Colorado Plays. We've been playing around with some ideas for designs for that, and my coffee mug is in the sink, but I have a coffee mug with my logo on it. It's pretty cool. What keyboard do I use? I use a $200 Corsair. I have a gaming keyboard, but probably don't need to go that extravagant. Before, I would use Logitech, about the medium expense, maybe a $40 keyboard from Logitech. Logitech makes some great stuff, but I love my Corsair. She lights up, and I can control every light on it. It's awesome. It's definitely a $200 keyboard, but one of my favorite things on it is that, like, if I'm playing Diablo 3 and I don't know if you guys know what Diablo 3 is, but when a set item drops in the game, because they're green, the entire keyboard will flash green from bottom to top. And if I go up a level, it does a rainbow sparkler all the way across. It's freaking awesome. Aside from that, working-wise, it's a really good keyboard. It's mechanical, so it's a little bit louder to the type, which is fine with me. I like mechanical keyboards. It's comfortable. I love writing with it. It comes with a rubberized wrist pad, and yeah. But yeah, it's I got it for Christmas or my birthday. I think it was Christmas. Yeah, I think it was on Christmas. My friend got it for me. It was supposed to be a $200 keyboard, but the Micro Center here in Denver had it on sale for $100. So that's the only reason why I got the keyboard, is because I really wanted one, and it was like half off. So, but for the most part, Logitech's a good brand. I like Logitech. I had a black web, and they're kind of a cheaper one that you can get from Walmart. They're not too bad. The only reason why I'm not using it now is because the keys do wear out pretty fast. But like I said, I play a lot of games. So ASWD were worn gone. And aside from that, it was a decent keyboard. Right now I have an Inland... stupid. It was an Inland mouse. That's like $10 at Walmart. I want to get a Corsair, but those are a bit expensive. I'm replacing everything with Corsair. Rome may not have been built in a day, but when it was built, oh, how they gazed and wondered at how glorious it was. And to this day, they are still so miraculously amazed. Yeah, that's true. For Freelancer's journey, exactly. And it's not nearly as glamorous as a lot of people want you to believe. I mean, a lot of people think that once you're a freelance writer, or even any job, that if you're working from home and you're working from yourself or for yourself, that you have all these cool things you can do, that your time is so flexible, you can work when you want, and you can make your own rules because you're your boss, and it's not nearly as cool as people make it sound, because then you are more dependent on your own level of motivation. You don't have anybody over your shoulder telling you to get your work done. So if you're not working, you're not getting paid. You are way more responsible for your financial burdens, such as taxes, insurance, vacation time, sick leave. So you have to maintain all of that. And then that's on top of trying to get clients and making sure that you're bringing enough money to survive. And then you have to set enough aside for taxes, and that's a whole other ball of wax on its own. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into being a freelancer of any kind, whether you're a writer or an Uber driver, it doesn't matter. There's a lot more. I think for me, being a freelancer working from home is way more difficult than any job I've ever done. Because for the most part, all that stuff is taken care of. Your HR department sets aside your sick leave. They set aside all of your tax information. They give you a W-2 at the end of the year. Can't remember, it's been a while. But now you're just getting, if you make over $600 from a single client, they send you a 1099 and you file that, and then you have to pay taxes on that, Social Security, and there's just a ton of stuff you have to maintain. Plus your retirement is you can sign up with a Roth IRA and 401ks and stuff like that on a solo level, but it's so much easier if you're working at a job because they set that stuff aside for you. But as a freelancer, nah, you got to do it all your own, and it can be a pain in the ass. It's way more difficult, I think. Now, I do make way more money now than I did when I was working at the school district. I do have a bit more freedom, and that is kind of on the fence though, because when I was working for Textbroker, most of my clients were businesses here based in the States. So I had to be available between, I'd say about 8 in the morning through 5 or 6 at night, because that's when most businesses are running. And I did have a lot of clients overseas, but a lot of them didn't care. They would send the work, and then they knew that I was here in the States, and so they'd be fine with waiting. But for most of the clients that sent me direct orders, I had to be available when they were. So I really couldn't make up my own time. When I first started writing, I was doing it at night when I got back from the school district. I would be exhausted beyond belief, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I had to stop writing at night, because when I was writing at night, I was making way too many errors. I spent most of the morning doing revisions, and so I'm like, nah. Once I switched to a morning schedule, then I saw the revisions clear up and I made a lot more money. Way more motivated. But yeah, it's not as easy as everybody makes it sound. Yeah, my voice is going to hell tonight. That might be a bit of the fire that's going on. We have ash everywhere. I wonder if it's snowing yet. Oh, it's too dark to see anyway. Yeah, I think maybe the ashes are really screwing with me. I'm 200 miles from the fires, but like this morning, my pumpkins were covered. All my patio furniture was covered in ash, and it's ashes from the pine needles from, God, what freaking fire is that? It starts with the C. No, it's up by Fort Collins right now. Consumed almost enough to land mass of the city itself, but it's dropping down pretty hard. So, but yeah, it's the Teespring thing is a pretty good idea though. That's something that you could try, John, if you're wanting to do blogging. Come up with your own designs, even simple sayings. I know a lot of people sell a lot of shirts that just have funny sayings on them. I want to do something for ours, but I have to be in the thick of it, and I shouldn't. I should delegate. But I have some ideas for designs I would love to see on a shirt or a coffee mug, mostly, because I collect coffee mugs. But stuff like Teespring, print on demand, they're good. I just don't like the payout from it. Like with Streamlabs, and I'm debating on getting a different one. With Streamlabs, you only make like $3 if you sell a shirt for 25. So you don't make a lot of money on it. At that point, you're focusing more on volume than anything. You don't want to charge too much because then they're not worth it. But you charge too little, you're not going to make enough. So you got to find that happy medium. There's a lot of things you can do though. In fact, see, now I'm starting to get a headache. Yeah, I think the fires are really messing with me. Hey, this is one of my favorite coffee mugs. Wishful thinking. I've had this mug 30 years? Holy shit, no. Can't be. No, okay. 25, 24, 23. About 23 years I've had this mug. Ugh. But anywho, yeah. So if there's anything else you guys need, like I said, I do a lot of stuff on Twitter, Facebook, or you can use the contact form or writesanctuary.com's website. I do get those emails directly. So the what saying is something I can try to make some money. I missed it. Sorry, the what. Oh, I think I was talking about Teespring. If you come up with some cool sayings for like Teespring and other print-on-demand services, there's a few. Some of them don't have the best quality stuff, though. I just don't know which one's which. Print on demand. Printify. I've heard a lot of good things about Printify. Printful is another one that has. I've heard good things about them. I haven't used any of them. Let's see. Wow, you'd think Teespring would be on the front of the list. One of the more popular ones. Tech to print? I don't know what that is. Oh, if you get a 3D printer, you can make 3D printed stuff. I bet you probably sell a lot of that on like Etsy. Print Genie. I've never heard of that one. T-Launch. There's a lot of, yeah, if you just Google print on demand. I did have a Teespring account. I just haven't done anything with it. Oh, my mind is... I'm sorry, guys. I've got a headache going on. Oh, sell merch with TikTok. One, I hate the term merch. It pisses me off. I guess that's a age thing, but and TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok. Creators on Teespring. Oh, that's one thing that is on Streamlabs that I can't wait to get is a notepads. I have a big problem with notepads, but if I can get like notepads with my logo on it, yeah, I'll buy a bunch. But yeah, there's Teespring. In Teespring, you can do designs on shirts. Let's see, we got pillows, posters, tapestries. We got different types of apparel, phone cases, accessories, flags, tote bags, beach towels. I'm thinking abstract paintings as overall prints. That's kind of a cool idea. I'm trying to get my dad to do something like that because my dad's an incredible artist. He just doesn't have motivation to do anything. But yeah, abstracts on paintings or an abstract coffee mug. I would so buy one of those. I don't mind the idea of passive income. That's what print on demand is all about. Yeah, exactly. You can just throw up a couple of really good ideas. Maybe do a little bit of marketing on social media, like to your followers. I got a new design out or stuff like that. But for the most part, if you can get a good rhythm going for some of these, you can just create it and forget about it. Because like with Teespring, they cover the whole thing themselves. Essentially, all I got to do is market. But see, and I'm kind of, I hate when people call it passive income, because if you really want to make money with anything, you have to market it, because without the marketing aspect, no one's going to know it's there. Now, Teespring and all those other ones do have a bit of a search engine to them, and they can probably find your stuff, but if you don't spend time pushing your stuff out, then it takes longer to make that money. So I hate it when experts call it passive income, because technically it's not. You still have to put in the effort to market it well. You could still make money on it without it marketing, but you'd make far more if you did. But yeah, I would love an abstract coffee mug. I would buy that. I'm not sure if pocket tees. I don't wear t-shirts. I wear tank tops and Hawaiian shirts. But here's some of the things you can do with it, John. You've got hoodies, tank tops, different kinds, different types of apparel here. We got socks. We can do cat socks, camel socks, my passion socks, love socks. Okay. Home decor. That's what we want. Home decor. Most of it looks like pillows, like couch pillows. Canvas prints. You can do bigger pictures. I have some of these from other YouTubers. Like I bought one of Philip Franco's This Is America poster for my ex a long time ago. Fucking amazing. So yeah, if you can come up with some good ideas, you can make quite a bit of money on it. That's where the trick is, though. You have to come up with something that people want. But see, I'm all about the coffee mugs. Now some of these are kind of here. Looks like Teespring has a much better payout than Streamlabs, which I figure they would. I have dedicated Instagram. Nice. Teespring will market it once you've already marketed some sales. Cool. That's good to know. I might just jump into that then. Maybe we can collab and come up with some ideas. Halloween mugs. Uh-oh. I love Halloween. This whole time of year. Everything from September 1st all the way through the rest of the year is my time of the year. I love Halloween. I spent like 80 some odd dollars on it. Home Depot yesterday. Buying decorations, and I plan on spending close to 1,000 more before I'm done. You don't even know what you did, but everything happens for a reason. But the book I wrote was 366 quotes, reflections, and your idea may have put me in the right direction. So thank you. Oh, you are very welcome. That's what I try to do. I do my best to help any way I can. I wish I had better information most of the time. Sometimes I really don't know how to help somebody, so I'll sit here and research it all day and then I'll reply to them because I don't like leaving people in the lurch. So I'll do what I can to help people along. They do say keyword research is important for sales. Finding out trends is pretty important. Yes, it is. Absolutely, and that's with in any industry. And it's not necessarily keywords. It's more about search intent. Because you can have like Dodge Daytona as your keyword, but are people looking to buy the car for the Dodge Daytona? They're looking for car parts for a Dodge Daytona. So you also have to know search intent to it. But that is more in line with blogging. When it comes to stuff like Teespring and print on demand, it would be more of just direct cat Halloween mug, for example. So you don't really need to go as far with it as you would with a blog, but it does definitely help. So if you can come up with if you can get out some trends and come up with something amazing that goes along with it, I'm half tempted to do a world is burning coffee mug because it is. Oh God, I came up with so many awesome ideas back in April about COVID. I should have made them. It's dry my life. I come up with all these really brilliant ideas that never really go anywhere. Oh, God, my mouth is so dry. But I'm glad I could help you, John. Yeah. My mind is. Yeah. Dude. I am having a hard time, guys. Animal lover. What's that? Oh, cool. You can get some ideas. You can probably go through stuff like Teespring and Printful and actually see what other people are selling as well. Get some ideas that way. In a way, it's no different than blogging. Going through and trying to find something and see how you can make it better. I do like tank tops. Anyway. Okay, I want to be done. I'm playing on Teespring. I want to see what I don't remember if I have anything on Teespring. I know I have an account and I was going to start, but I don't remember if I actually ever did anything. I'll just put it out there. Please don't judge. My niche is the subject matter of bipolar. Something I know a lot about. All I found is writing for BP Magazine bipolar blogs. What do you suggest I do? You're the first I've asked. Okay, so you're actually not the only person who's ever come to me for anything mental related. There's been a lot of people actually who are interested in mental health and wellness. As for bipolar, I don't know. I know a couple of publications you can try to pitch to, like Psychology Today. But with being bipolar, personally, I am bipolar. Back in the 90s, before they changed all the DSM, I was diagnosed as bipolar manic depressive. And so I have vicious ups and downs. So I know quite a bit about being bipolar, but I don't know anything about publishing bipolar. So I'd try. Curious now. What if we can do a search on? Let's say if we want to be a for writing bipolar characters. Right on. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Polar publishers, maybe? How about if I spelled it right? No. There you go. Professional writers at bphope.com. See, all I did here was I put in writing for bipolar publishers. That might get you some weird results. But let's see. BP Magazine, bphope.com is a 50,000 circulation quarterly, speaking to the 5.7 million Americans. Yada, 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 editorial. Okay, so main articles are between 1,500 and 2,500 words. They cover subjects of broad interest, and there's an advertisement. Such as emotional coping, health and or bipolar treatment issues, the history of bipolar manic depressive, depression, that's what I was, research, personalities, now it's I think it's bipolar 1, lifestyles, and creating a more stress-free pattern of living with bipolar disorder. Each issue also contains appearing short features, 650 to 750 words on such topics. Useful to our readers. Yeah. Okay, writers who wish to submit queries to BP Magazine should have significant knowledge about bipolar disorder and should already be familiar with the format and content of BP Magazine. So, here they actually tell you, oh, hey, here you go. Fees are negotiated on a per story basis based on length, experience, complexity, etc. We pay for North American rights for original material and for rights to post the story on our website, bphope.com. So this one will actually tell you how to get in contact with them. Their email address is here. Tell you how they edit everything, what we don't want. So we do not accept poetry or artwork. We cannot guarantee a response to unsolicited submissions. So, but yeah, I just came across that in the first search in Google. So if you really want to do that, I would do a bit of search on it. Writing for bipolar publishers, or if you want to do writing for mental health magazines, that might work. Mental health blogs. Let's see, I've got tales for, okay, so learning with writers, challenge to bipolar. See, a lot of these are just articles, but oh, here's one. Writing a book about bipolar and depression almost killed me. Another blog. Write for Us Depression. Oh, there's a good term. Write for Us Depression. Editorial submissions. There you go. Psych Central. Mad World Summit. Webpsychologist.net. Depressionalliance.org. Of course, that's all. Well, I guess bipolar is depressive. Healthyplace.com. LinkedIn has LinkedIn. That's where I got my client right now. It's through LinkedIn. I put down that I was a writer for hire. Actually, no, I never got to do that. I suggest putting down writer for hire, but I never had to because almost immediately after I created my LinkedIn profile, I got my client. So that was quick. That might have had something to do with maybe I was just lucky, or timing is everything. I do have a lot of experience under my belt though. Hope to Cope is hiring. Mindsharepartners.org, you can submit there. So there's quite a few, actually. A lot more than I thought there was. What are my steps to chase all this? So what I did is, let's see, let's go back to bphope.com. They give you a breakdown of what they want. You essentially going to pitch your idea to them and kind of give them a breakdown of what you want to write, the premise behind it, kind of like a breakdown of the story. You don't necessarily have to send them the whole thing. Some people do, but they tell you all the things that they will and will not accept. Please don't send unsolicited manuscripts, as we cannot be responsible for them. Yeah, see, don't. So they're right here. They're telling you don't send the actual piece. So what you do is contact them directly and tell them and pitch your idea for the article you want to write. And if they like it, then they say, okay, go ahead and write it. And if they accept it, they pay you. In fact, I've got a sponsor coming through. I gotta check my email because we're emailing back and forth, but my blog's actually going to be sponsored soon, so it's kind of cool. Another good reason to have a blog. But yeah, all I did was do a Google search, find somebody that you probably want to take a moment and look at their website, make sure it's something that you want to link yourself to, and it's a good way to get your name out there. You get a couple of articles out there with your name on it, you appear all over the place. Like, Google my name. I'm everywhere. Oh yeah, see, look, mental health bloggers wanted. That's at healthyplace.com. And for this one, I just did the Write for Us depression in a Google search. And see here, they tell you if you're a writer want to reach a large audience of people interested in mental health, we hope you'll consider blogging for us. We are looking for diverse mental health bloggers, paid contract positions in the following areas: binge eating disorder, bipolar in young adults, building self-esteem, coping with depression, schizophrenia, addiction, dissociative identity disorder, parenting. I'm tired, guys. Give me a break. Parenting a child with mental illness, living with an adult attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, mental health in youth, family members in mental illness, borderline personality disorder, relationships and mental illness, mental health stigma, probably a good one, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and questioning issues, post-traumatic stress disorder, and verbal abuse in relationships. So they have quite the scope of what they will accept. Then they give you requirements. You must be over 21. Technically proficient writer. So you definitely want to do some practicing. Yada, yada, yada. Bloggers required to do at least one video. Oh, all bloggers are required to do at least one video blog post a month. That would be kind of fun, because then you can start get your name all over the place. I would probably do it. I probably have quite the unique insight. I am bipolar, and so was my son who committed suicide last year. So you must be able to respond appropriately to reader comments. So you have to be able to respond to when people comment on your blog post. A 1-year commitment to blog with us. So you can almost guaranteed work here. This is a good one. If you are really interested in doing something for bipolar disorder or any kind of mental health, definitely I mean, these are a couple of good sites I come across, and all I did was a simple search here. I can show you exactly what I searched for. Bam. See, I did a search for. God, I have to resize my damn window every time. Yep. Okay. So I did Write for Us, and then I just looked through some of these like editorial submissions about us at Psych Central. Here's the one I was just reading off, the mental health bloggers wanted. That's this page here. And so yeah, you can have all your requirements, a 350, 400 word sample blog post. So you'll want to write a sample. A creative, not just you. Okay, so you do need picture, 30-second video of you talking about something related to your sample. Okay, so this here would be great for somebody like me who is not afraid to be on camera. So if you're okay with being on camera, this is actually a fairly good opportunity. In fact, if I had more time in my day, I would probably hit this one up, because I would probably be really good at it. But I don't have enough time in my day, so I can't really pick anything up. So, but that's all I really did, was I did a Google search. And all 10 of these pages get paid to write about mental health, 12 publications to pitch. So that's on LinkedIn. Write for Us, mental health easy. So come up with a good sample of your writing and just start putting it out there. There's a lot of, and that took me less than 30 seconds to find. So if you can come up with a good pitch for it, you can probably make some pretty good money. That's as long as it's something that interests you. And it sounds like it is. So I bet that would be a good place to start. So I would say, from a starter perspective, definitely, if you don't have a blog yet, then I would start writing more mental health articles on Vocal Media, Hub Pages, or Medium, just so I can get practice in. Kind of test the waters on what kind of audience you can attract and work out some of the kinks in your writing ability. The more you write, the better you become. Those pages will also probably pay you a decent amount of money, plus get your name out there. Second, come up with a good, 350, 400 word sample articles that you're only going to use to land some of these jobs. Third is do a Google search and Google search and hit as many up as you can. Like that there, I came across 20 or 30 just from that one search term. So try doing a few different searches and see if you can find different articles. Maybe there's a website you'd like to go to anyway. They might be hiring as well. So that's a good way to find them. God, I'm really impressed with how many there are out there, and some of these are really cool ideas. Like I would definitely love to do it. But I don't know if I would excel at that kind of stuff, because some days I don't know, sometimes I feel like I sound like Eeyore on Downers. I don't have the energy as some of these younger kids on YouTube. Then again, I've lived a hell of a lot more longer than most of those kids on YouTube. And not just from age either. Ugh. Kids. I remember riding in the back of a pickup truck going up a mountainside at 60 miles an hour. We didn't need seat belts because we weren't dumb enough to jump out. Okay, hope to cope. Professional writers. Yeah, okay. I'm all looking for more jobs. But yeah, just do. That's all you need to do. It looks like. So definitely, I might just do a video on that, because I bet I can find just about anything. Now I'm curious. Okay, so what if I did a gaming writer wanted? Okay, Fiverr, obviously. Indeed, obviously. Indeed's another good one. There's a lot of jobs on Indeed that are on contract basis. I don't know how many there are for mental health articles, but when I was in LA, Indeed was full of businesses looking to hire writers for 6 months at a time, paying $60,000 a year and up. So Indeed's a good one to look at. ZipRecruiter I don't know if I've actually used them. Glassdoor I've heard good things about, never used it. But Indeed and 24/7 Talent is another good one. What's the difference between a pitch and sample? What exactly is a pitch and what is a cold email? Okay, so a cold email is when you're just contacting a business directly. They have, like, if they don't have any kind of offering on their website, you're saying, you just go to them and say, hey, I can help you with this. I get these all the time with Green Geeks. I'll get guest bloggers. He'll say, we can do this service for you. If you need us to write for you or stuff like that, that's a cold email. Most of the time I ignore those because I have a team of writers. I don't accept guest bloggers most of the time. And then I send them to our partner team, because sometimes we do guest blogs, but I don't deal with that, so I just send it to them. But yeah, cold emails when you just out of nowhere send an email to somebody. I can do this for you. Here you go. Your pitch is what you're putting in that email. So like if you're trying to pitch yourself as a mental health writer, it's kind of like your resume. Isn't that really, you wouldn't want to send a resume, but it's kind of like, I have this much experience in this topic. I've done this publication. Here's my sample, or here's my ideas. That's your pitch, is a breakdown of the email itself on how of contacting those people directly. And there's some people out there that use automated pitch systems. You just copy and paste, throw it into an email. I view it as lazy writing. I will never copy and paste an email. Every email I've ever sent to a client, I wrote directly to them. It's more personalized that way. You can do it whatever you like, but I don't do it personally. But your pitch is what's in the email. The cold email is just when you're sending it out there. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call these cold emails, because these are actually companies that are looking for writers. So you send an email to, like with bbhope.com, they tell you right here how to query us. They give you their email, and let's see, send your query letter. Your query letter is exactly that, in a body of an email, not as an attachment. Your query should be accompanied by 3 recently published or attached samples and a professional resume. So this one is asking for a resume. Not all of them will. And then they tell you where to email it. So you definitely want to get some kind of a professional resume that's centered around writing. Like I have my resume. My writing resume is different than my computer resume, because I used to do a lot of computer work back in the day. And so I had 2 separate ones, because if I wrote down every single thing I've ever done, the resume would be like 5 pages long. Nobody wants to read that. You want to just hand out 1-page resumes. And if you can break down everything you can in one spot, you're good to go. So you want a professional resume that's focused purely on writing. And if you're new, that's kind of hard. So then you start doing, if you're brand new, I would start, like I said, with Vocal Media, Hub Pages, and Medium, and then give those links to whoever you're talking to, or maybe print them out, put them in a PDF. I don't know. But definitely you got to get your name out there, because like there's a lot of experts out there that don't like using contact mails. They say get private clients. Problem is that a lot of these private clients won't hire you unless you have experience. And that's where contact mails come into play, because that does give you a lot of experience. Like on Indeed, I came across all kinds of companies who would not even look at you if you didn't have a bachelor's degree. So you got to do with what you got. Contact mails, they don't pay very well, but they do give you a ton of experience, which is key when you're a freelance writer. So come up with a good pitch for your ideas. Like I said, you can do copy and paste, which is okay, I guess. I know a lot of people that do it. I don't personally, but I'm weird also. Come up with a good pitch for your email, and how to hammer it all out and write it all out. There is a YouTuber who follows me on Twitter. I follow her back. Megan. I'm trying to remember what her channel is. But she recently did a cold email pitch video that you might be interested in. I'm trying to find it. Yep, I am sending you to my direct competition on YouTube. That's okay, because I'd rather you have the right information. She's really good. I can't remember where her video's at. Well, let's see. I just go to YouTube to find her channel. She has a lot of good. She does a lot of private client work. And she's one of those people that don't like content mails, but it's okay. You can disagree and still like somebody. God, where's her channel at? Megan Grant. There we go. Megan Grant. I knew it was Megan. Okay, so I'm going to put her channel in the chat here. But she does one on learn cold emailing with her. That was one of her latest videos 4 days ago. Cold emailing is dead. She does a response video. She does a lot of good stuff for landing clients. So, but she calls herself the Queen of Cold Email. And she's done a couple of good. I've seen a lot of her stuff, so definitely worth checking out. So here's her link. That's to her channel. Hopefully that went through without Google flagging it. I was thinking about doing a few of my own, but I don't really normally do a lot of cold emails. I'd rather do the thing I just did where I just search for whoever. And I really haven't had to do that because once I got this one client, I'm good. I don't need a lot of money. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I haven't really put much effort into the other stuff is because my bills are paid and I make enough extra money to where it doesn't matter. So I don't really have to go the extra 9. And so sometimes I feel like almost like a fraud nowadays because I've made tens of thousands of dollars in Textbroker, but I haven't really done anything on Textbroker in like a year because I've just been so busy with my client. But well, I'm running out of stuff to teach you guys. That's why I've been doing a lot of blogging stuff lately. Is because I still do blogging every day, and not just for me either. I used to have 2 clients I did a lot of blogging for. I just have the one now. Ugh. But between doing their work and then spending the rest of my time on my other projects, I just never get enough done. Does she have videos on pitching? Yes, she does. And she goes through a lot of stuff on doing cold emails. So if you need any kind of information on her videos, let her know that I sent you to her. She does a lot of good stuff, and I follow her on Twitter. Yeah, a lot of good information. I never use it, but I don't do cold emails, so each to their own. Everybody has a thing they excel in. She does really good with her private clients. She does really good with cold emails. I'm really good at letting them come to me. That's all they ever do. I'm really excited about this sponsorship, though. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of content they're sending me. But they're going to pay me $120 a piece, so I'm really excited for that. That's $120 for a 750-word article. That's insane. But now that kind of money sounds awesome, but then you realize they're only going to give it to you once a month. So, but if I can land a few more of those, that would be great. Another reason why I like having my own blog is you set up that contact form and you open yourself up to people sending you advertisement deals and sponsorships, and you get your blog to a certain point and people will start throwing money at you and throwing ideas at you. I've had a couple of collaboration ideas so far sent my way. One of them's from a decent sized author here on YouTube, and I'm still toying with that idea. So there's all kinds of goodness that comes out of blogging. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. Yeah, like I said, she covers all kinds of pitch meetings. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. She does all kinds of pitch email stuff. So, and she's her earlier videos from back in the day were kind of cringeworthy, but she got a lot better. So I do like her stuff. Yeah, sending people her way, that's all good. If somebody else has the answers you need, I'll share them. I don't care who it is. Like I said, she's one. Oh wow, that's probably loud in your ear. Sorry about that. She's one of the few that, or one of the many, really, on YouTube that is anti-content mill. But I'm not. That's one of the big differences, really. We both are professionals. We both do an awesome job for our clients. So, yeah, writing mafia. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay, I'm crashing. It's 8:20. Oh. So, if there's anything else I can help anybody with, let me know. I am, like I said, I'm on Twitter. Like I said a lot. I'm on Twitter a lot. I get on Facebook sometimes, but Facebook's weird. It'll send me that I have message requests like 3 hours later. So if you send me something on Facebook and I don't get it immediately, I'm not ignoring you. Facebook is weird. So is YouTube. YouTube hasn't been telling me I've been getting comments on my videos. So I have to go into YouTube like 3 times a day to make sure that I'm not ignoring people. I don't know if it's something on my end or what, but I don't know. It's pissed me off. I guess I'm not the only one though, because I've seen a couple people on Twitter. I've seen a couple of people on Twitter who complain about YouTube not giving comment notifications either. So these are from channels that are like 5 times my size. So we're just gonna chalk it up to YouTube having a YouTube problem. Good night from Ron. Ron, good night. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm having a hard time staying focused. I think I've got a headache from the fire. It's still pretty bad here in Colorado, so I'm hoping the snow helps, but not kill my pumpkins, because I've worked really hard on my pumpkins this year. It'll be the first time in 3 years I've actually had a pumpkin, and I grew giant pumpkins, and I've got one out there that is 40 freaking pounds, and I don't want to lose it. So I covered it with plastic, crossed my fingers, hoping it comes out. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. If you can always follow my blog, writersanctuary.com. I got push notifications enabled. If you subscribe to that, you get notified the moment I publish a new post. Same with michaelbrockbank.com. That one is more of my personal blog. Anything online that has to deal with me is on that blog. So all of my gaming channels, all the fitness stuff, all of the different writing I do, my Wattpad, all of it. Everything that's related to me online is on that website. So last thing, what is my Twitter? Let's see if I can do this. I did have it on the video. Oh, here, I can do this. If I set up a timer, here we go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But my Twitter is @WriterSanctuary. Facebook is Facebook/WriterSanctuary. And you can also look in the description down below. It's not showing. There it is. If you look at the description, in the video description down below, and on pretty much any of my videos, I have all the links to my website and my social media. Yeah, I believe it's on the live feed. If not, it is right at Writer Sanctuary. And my Instagram is for Crossing Colorado. That's more of the health and fitness one. But I do not a lot, but I do a few pictures here and there. I want to make an Instagram for Writer Sanctuary. I just don't want to take a picture of books. Take a picture of me writing. Same with TikTok. I'm like, I don't know if I can get the audience on TikTok. So, nah. I barely Snapchat. That's the only reason I have Snapchat is because of my daughters. Chairs and sleep helps a headache. Yes, you're awesome, sir. Well, thank you very much, John. You're awesome too. And yeah, I'm hoping I'm gonna hit myself up with some sleepy time tea and hopefully wake up next week sometime. Actually, no. I'm gonna get some sleepy time tea. It does really good. Helps me sleep. I have a brick for a bed and I haven't slept in like 4 months. But it's either sleepy time tea or liquor. And I'm turning into quite the alcoholic, so I think I'm gonna do tea tonight. But anyway, aside from that, social media, you can always hit me up there. I got the contact form or writesanctuary.com's website. Those always get emailed to me directly because I always have my email open throughout the entire day. And if you ever have any questions on any one of my videos, or it doesn't even have to be related to the video. The hell is that? Oh. Hold on a second. I'm going to make sure it's not something I need to worry about. Alright. Nope, just Fitbit telling me I'm too late to join somebody's work week hustle. It was filled. But anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm done. Jesus, people leave me alone. Home safe. Oops. Okay, I'm sending a Snapchat to somebody here. Groovy. You know what's sad is that sometimes I get so busy throughout the day. Like when I'm trying to make a video, my phone will go off, Slack will go off, I'll get emails. Like, turn everything off. But I can't because I'm on call, so I can't really ignore my client, but I wish I could. Sometimes. Anywho, yeah, what I was saying before is if you watch any of my videos, it doesn't have to be related to the video. I'm pretty much open to any question you have anywhere. So you can always leave a comment on any of the videos. Aside from that, I think I'm going to call it a night, but I can't remember. It might be a little weird because I still haven't figured out if I have to stop streaming on OBS first or YouTube first, so that it's not disconnected. Otherwise, you're going to miss the last 30 seconds or whatever I'm saying. So I either sit here in silence and stare at the camera for 30 seconds, or I cross my fingers and hit stop streaming and everything works out. So if it doesn't, I'll see you.